From illegal emotes to the most expensive skin ever, this is the rarest items in Fortnite history. In the early days of Fortnite, before TikTok-inspired emotes took over, there was Fresh. As soon as they hit the item shop, people started noticing how much it looked like the Carlton dance from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And the creator of the dance, Alfonso Ribeiro, wasn't too happy about it. He even took legal action. Although he was unsuccessful, the emote hasn't been back in the item shop since. It's been over 2,218 days since Fresh was last seen. It's looking like it might never come back, making one of the rarest emotes in the item shop we have ever seen. Next up, we have a super controversial skin that had the community in an uproar. Paradigm. Originally released at the end of Season X as a limited time offer, the skin became incredibly rare until Fortnite accidentally brought it back into the item shop in 2024. OG owners were upset, and Fortnite quickly tried to make amends by saying that they would remove the skin from the recent purchasers' lockers, but it wasn't fair on the people who have been waiting all those years to get it. Luckily, Fortnite listened to the community's feedback and changed their minds again, promising to create a brand new OG style for the original purchasers.
Reality Warrior, and the reality is, this is now a rare skin,
making everybody happy.
Thank you, Epic, for the exclusive style. Appreciate it.
The original Paradigm skin isn't that rare anymore, but the OG style definitely is, with the only way to have ever gotten it being over 1,949 days ago. Pointer and Power Grip were exclusive to players in China, but in 2021, Fortnite China was totally banned, and everybody's accounts were deleted, meaning technically nobody has them. You can't get rarer than that. Next up, we have one of the most famous emotes of all time, for the wrong reasons. Laugh It Up. When it first dropped in Season 4, it seemed harmless.
Why is this so funny though?
But pretty soon, players started using it to troll and mock their opponents. And it didn't take long for the goofy sound to turn into something that would send shivers down most players' spines. Even vending machines were getting upset. But it hasn't been seen in the item shop for over 942 days. It seems like Fortnite are avoiding anything that can cause bad vibes these days. So this one could be locked away in the vault forever? In Chapter 1, Season 4, Fortnite dropped one of the hardest skins to unlock in Fortnite history, Omega. To get the base style, you had to reach Tier 100 in the Battle Pass, which was already a grind. But it was also one of the first skins in game to offer customization.
Look at that helmet, it's so sick.
Which was a bunch of different styles and colors players could select. But there was a catch. To unlock the final Purple Light style, players had to reach level 80. That might not sound like much by today's standards, but it took way more XP to level up back then.
This is something I've been grinding for a while now. I've been doing all the challenges, trying to maximize my XP gains.
And there was no creative mode, so you could forget about glitch creative XP maps. It was as difficult as it would be to reach level 400 in Chapter 3, and it's only gotten easier to level up since then.
Level 1001, baby!
So this skin is super rare.
I did every single one. I know that's pretty hard to get.
Moving on, we have a pickaxe, which is rare, not only because it was available for a limited time over the holidays, but you had to go to an actual real-life store to get the code for it. Merry Mint pickaxe was super desirable.
I can't believe I got it!
And a lot of players tried their best to get it, but there was a limited amount of codes available, and stores soon ran out, making it insanely rare. Released in Chapter 2, Season 4, and sold in the item shop for only 200 V-Bucks, we have Zombie Shambles. You could be forgiven for thinking that this doesn't sound very rare, but it was only in the item shop once, just for one day only, and that was over 1,500 days ago. That already makes this one of the rarest emotes there is. But the one time the spooky zombie themed emote did come to the item shop was November 5th, way after Halloween, which might have caused a lot of people to skip it over, making it even rarer. This has got to be one of the rarest emotes there is. The next skin we're taking a look at is not only super rare, but it's insanely expensive too. To get it, you had to play 3 games of Fortnite on a flagship Samsung phone. And while Ninja was lucky enough to get an IRL supply drop with the phone inside,
The Samsung Galaxy Note 9.
most players weren't prepared to spend around $1,000 just for a skin. Not to mention, if you were prepared to splash the cash, the promotion ended a long time ago, with the last day you could redeem the skin being over 2,166 days ago. So the Galaxy skin is easily one of the rarest in the game. With the re-release of OG Fortnite, players were excited to use their old skin combos and drop back into the old map for a serious hit of nostalgia. But there's a problem. The default axe has changed, and it's not the same one that players used all those years ago. Now named the Throwback Axe, it was available for free in the item shop for just a few days during Chapter 2, Season 4.
Because I do have a feeling that this pickaxe might become rare.
But as this was over 1,484 days ago, it's super rare, making it impossible for a lot of players to remake their OG combos. Next up, we have Glyphic. First released in Chapter 2 Season 1, this awesome ancient Egypt-inspired emote had only been seen in the item shop 8 times ever. And this was the last time over 912 days ago. So not many people have it, and who knows if it's ever going to come back. Next up, we might have the rarest promotional skin of all time. In Chapter 1 Season 7, Honor released their new View 20 phone and bundled it with the super exclusive Honor Guard skin.
Probably one of the rarest skins. I've yet to see it in-game.
What makes this skin next level rare is not only did you have to buy an expensive phone to get it,
Maybe $600-700 phones.
it's not a brand that a lot of people are familiar with at all. Most people just stick to Apple or Samsung and have probably never even heard of Honor before. Not to mention, today it's completely impossible to get. The promotion ended in 2019 and all the codes have expired. So the Honor Guard skin is insanely rare. Now we have a pickaxe that was only available for a week during Season 5, and you had to have completed the insanely difficult high-stake challenges to get it. If you haven't guessed already, I'm talking about Crowbar. It's an awesome pickaxe, but because it was only available for a short time, it's pretty rare. In Chapter 1 Season 7, Fortnite released the 14 Days of Fortnite challenges, giving players a chance to earn some epic rewards, including the Take the Elf emote. The challenges were released daily, and on day 8, players could deal damage with different weapons to finally unlock the emote.
Whoa.
Although this emote was free, completing that specific day 8 challenge during the 14 Days of Fortnite is the only way there's ever been to get this emote, so it's actually super rare. In Season 9, Fortnite introduced Fort Bites, which players could collect by completing quests and challenges to unlock some awesome rewards. There were 100 in total, and those few dedicated players who grinded through the countless challenges to get all the way up to 90 unlocked a secret skin, Singularity.
Who got this skin? No one got this skin.
Since the skin was hidden behind some of Fortnite's most time-consuming challenges and could only be earned in Season 9, it remains one of the rarest skins of all time. The next on our list is not only rare, but it has an amazing name too, Octane Whomper. To get it, you had to complete the challenges that were only available for 2 weeks, and if that wouldn't have made it rare enough already, the challenges were in a totally different game. Rocket League? Needless to say, not many people have this one. A lot of people don't have any idea just how incredibly rare our next emote is. Next up, we have Complicated. And ironically, the story behind it is pretty complicated too. In November 2017, Kyle Hanagami choreographed an amazing dance on YouTube that went viral, getting over 39 million views on YouTube. But this is where Fortnite made a huge mistake. In Chapter 2, Season 3, Fortnite added its complicated item shop for 500 V-Bucks that looked exactly the same as Hanagami's dance. So much that he actually ended up filing a lawsuit against Fortnite. And even though they eventually settled in 2024, emote still hasn't come back to the item shop. And with over 1,200 days since then, it's looking like this emote may never return. In Chapter 1, Season 1, Fortnite released the awesome Skull Trooper and Ghoul Trooper skins for Halloween. But when Halloween was over, the skins vanished from the item shop, seemingly never to return. As time went on, players who had copped the skins loved the exclusivity, and those who hadn't prayed for their return. Until one day, they were finally back! While the new players were hyped,
I'm about to cop this. I always wanted that skin, bruh.
OGs felt like their exclusivity had been ruined.
I hear the tears of people that bought this last Halloween.
So, Fortnite made things right quickly by dropping their brand new styles just for them. Pink Ghoul Trooper
I love the pink.
and purple Skull Trooper.
Look
purple
at
glow,
that.
yeah.
Come on.
Hey, I'm gonna be rocking that purple though.
These styles have never been available to buy from the item shop, so if you see one in game, you're looking at a player who's been here since the very beginning. Our next rare pickaxe, Sunfall Scythe, was only available in Japan, which would have already made it pretty rare, but it was also only available for a month as part of the promotion to players who bought V-Bucks, so not many people in the world have it, and basically nobody has it on the North American servers. Pretty fun to know, if you spot this one in game, they must have gotten it in Japan. In Chapter 2, Fortnite announced Travis Scott's Astronomical, a one-of-a-kind in-game event featuring Travis himself and a bunch of awesome cosmetics to go along with it,
Whoa, here's your event gear. Enjoy Astronomical? What?
including the Headbanger and Rage emotes. Based on Travis in real life, and with a sample from Sicko Mode as the audio, players immediately fell in love with Headbanger.
Oh, no way.
And it was only in the item shop for 5 days. Players who missed out were gutted. And while they could pretend, deep down they couldn't wait for it to return to the item shop. But unfortunately, following the concert tragedy and other controversies Travis Scott has been involved in, Fortnite hasn't brought back Headbanger back to the item shop ever again. It was last seen in the item shop 1,695 days ago, making it super rare. And although Tim Sweeney, Epic Games founder and CEO, has said Travis Scott is welcome in Fortnite, that was over a year ago. So it's probably safe to say it's gonna stay super rare forever. But maybe not quite as rare as the Rage emote.
Oh, okay.
It was available for free when players completed the astronomical challenges, but they were only available for a short time in Chapter 2 Season 2, and will never return. So while there's still a small chance Headbanger could return, Rage is set to remain rare forever. Next up, we have Iconic. It was only available as part of a promotion when buying a flagship Samsung phone. So you had to fork out nearly $1,000 if you wanted to get it. Needless to say, the few players that did get it were hyped to have such a rare skin. But if the price didn't already make it exclusive enough, the promotion ended over 1,907 days ago, all the way back in 2019. So even if you did feel like splashing the cash, you're out of luck. It's impossible to buy today, making it one of the most sought after skins in Fortnite history. But not as rare as the next on our list, trusty number 2. The tier 79 reward in the Chapter 1 Season 3 Battle Pass. You have to be a real OG to own this one, and a grinder too. Tier 79 was not easy back then, so shout out to the goats who managed to get this rare pickaxe. As the end of Season X grew near, the hype was getting insane. And Fortnite released the welcome and go home emotes to mark the occasion. But this was the only time they were ever in the item shop. It's been over 1,892 days since they were last seen, and since they're both labeled as being limited time, they're probably never going to return, making them easily two of the rarest emotes in the game. In Chapter 1 Season 8, in the video we're running a promotion where selected new graphics cards came bundled with an exclusive Fortnite cosmetic, including the absolutely epic Reflex skin. Or at least that's what was supposed to happen. Before the promotion even started, Fortnite made one of the biggest goofs of all time, accidentally releasing Reflex into the item shop.
That's crazy. They put the Reflex skin in. I actually didn't think they would do that.
Luckily, they were quick to spot the mistake and wasted no time cooking up the new Stealth Reflex skin for those who qualified for the original offer. And since the skin was only available with the purchase of a new graphics card, it's insanely rare.
I've got it. Come on.
For 2 weeks during Fortnite's Primal Season, players could team up to enter the Reboot a Friend event to earn rewards including the awesome Plasma Carrot pickaxe. But there was a catch. Your teammate had to have not played for over 30 days, and the challenges were a serious grind.
A lot of people did not do it.
You had to play over 30 games to get it, making it difficult and time-consuming to get, and super rare. In Chapter 2 Season 1, to promote the release of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker, Fortnite did a huge collab that included adding lightsabers,
There you go! That was sick, dude!
some awesome cosmetics, and a live in-game event.
Oh, the Falcon, baby! Let's go!
A sneak preview of the film, presented by the director J.J. Abrams himself. The cosmetics included the Jedi training emote, and players were excited to get it. But it was easier said than done. You had to complete an insane amount of challenges, and since this was the only way to get the emote in the history of Fortnite, it's actually extremely rare. Next up, we have a super rare promotional skin, Wonder. The only way to ever get this skin was to get it bundled with the expensive Huawei Honor 20 phone, making it super exclusive. Huawei isn't exactly a well-known brand in a lot of parts of the world either. So, especially on NA and EU, this skin is incredibly rare. This is arguably one of the best looking promotional skins too.
Looks super sick. I think this is definitely one of the cooler phone skins we've got.
So it's a shame the promotion ended all the way back in December 2019. Even if you did want it, you're out of luck. Next up, we have an utterly insane looking pickaxe that literally nobody on the planet has right now, and only a handful of players in history will ever get to have. The Blade of Champions. As a replacement for the Axe of Champions, it looks absolutely sick. But the only way to get this is to win FNCS, the biggest tournament of the season. So good luck if you're trying to get this beast in your locker. In Chapter 2 Season 8, Fortnite added Ghostbusters, and players were hyped.
Woo!
Woo! There was a bunch of awesome skins, pickaxes, and gliders, and even an emote, I Ain't Afraid, which actually featured the theme tune from the movie. It's epic, but sadly for newer players that are also fans of the film, it hasn't been seen in the item shop for over 1,112 days. Next up, we have one of the hardest skins to get of all time. Chapter 2 Season 2 was one of the most popular seasons ever, and millions of players jumped in and bought the Battle Pass, not realizing there was one skin in it that was basically impossible to unlock. Fully Gold Peely. To get this insanely exclusive skin, players had to grind all the way up to level 350. It took a ridiculous amount of XP to unlock, and it was literally impossible for your average player. So, only the most goated of the grinders got it, making it easily one of the rare skins in the game. The next on our list was only available for 12 days during Chapter 2 Season 7 by getting 50 points in the Best Frenzy event. You could earn points by playing with friends, which sounds simple enough, but you only got 1 point every 10 minutes, meaning it took way too long for a lot of players to complete, making the Aquariac super rare. In Chapter 2 Season 7, as a follow-up to the incredible Travis Scott concert, Fortnite announced the utterly insane Rift Tour featuring Ariana Grande. Players couldn't wait.
Alright, here we go. Oh my gosh.
And to mark the occasion, Fortnite added the XOXO emote. The only way to get it was by completing the Rift Tour challenges. And seeing as this was way back in Chapter 2, and there was literally no other way to get this emote again, it's super rare. In Chapter 1 Season 3, Fortnite teamed up with Twitch to bring players their very first Twitch Prime pack. All players had to do was link their Fortnite and their Twitch accounts, and boom, they got a pickaxe, glider, and not one, but 2 exclusive skins. This Prime Pack was the only way to ever unlock the Sub Commander and Havoc skins. And seeing as it's been over 2,478 days since you could last claim them, they become incredibly rare. For 2 weeks in 2023, Amazon teamed up with Fortnite to promote its new cloud gaming service, Luna. And as a reward for players logging in, they received the Velocity Edge pickaxe. This was epic, but while it was free, as players had to go off platform to claim it, and it was only available for a short period of time, it's actually one of the rarer pickaxes on this list. On November 12, 2018, rambunctious hit the item shop for the 6th time only in a few months. So nobody could have guessed that it would have been the last time it was ever in the item shop for 1,486 days. But when it finally returned, things got crazy. It was only in the item shop for 1 hour?
By accident in 2022.
It's pretty safe to assume that that was a mistake. And seeing as it's been over 752 days since then, it's looking like it will never return. Now we have a skin that was never available in the item shop, and players had to spend hundreds of dollars to get it. Double Helix. It came as part of a bundle with a Nintendo Switch, and while the codes do still work, Nintendo stopped selling the bundles years ago. So if you're lucky enough to find a code for sale, be prepared to spend a fortune if you want to get it. In June 2022, Fortnite released Dazzle Daggers as part of a promotion for Xbox Cloud Gaming. All you had to do was log in via the new service to receive it, but the promotion only ran for 2 weeks, and PC or mobile players could receive it, leaving console players high and dry, making this pickaxe super rare to come across in-game. On September 6, 2021, Fortnite released an Icon Series emote nobody saw coming. Stuck. Noted for the bold public image and lyrics, Cardi B was the last person people expected Fortnite to collaborate with. And although the emote was family friendly, some players were convinced they could hear a curse word, which caused a huge controversy. Because of this, after the emote left the item shop, it never returned. Over 1,200 days later, it's still not been back. So it's starting to look like it might never return, and this emote will be insanely rare. Next up, we have one of the most famous and recognizable skins of OG Fortnite, Black Knight. The only way to get it was in Chapter 1 Season 2 Battle Pass. And even once you bought the Battle Pass, players had to grind all the way up to tier 70 to get it. This was over 2,459 days ago now. And since the skin took an insane amount of effort to get,
Oh, I'm flexing on you all.
it's incredibly rare and the mark of a true OG. Our next pickaxe is one of the rarest in the game. It's only been in the item shop 6 times ever, and the last time it was in the item shop was over 1,677 days ago. Diamond Jack is a sick pickaxe.
That's so cool.
But it's part of the controversial Travis Scott set. It may just never return. In Season 6, Disney released the awesome film Wreck-It Ralph. And to hype it up, they collaborated with Fortnite to give away Hot Marat emote to players for completely free.
Free emote. Ooh, I guess I'll purchase that.
It was literally in the item shop for 0 0 V-Bucks.
I can't believe that emote is for everyone. That is incredible.
But since it only appeared for 2 days and then it was gone, it's been over 2,214 days since this emote was in the item shop. That's over 6 years. And it was for a promotional emote for the film, so it's unlikely it'll ever return, making it one of the rarest in the game. Whether it's mobile phones like the Samsung S10 or consoles like the Switch or Xbox, promotional skins tend to have a way of ending up being rare, and Royal Bomber is no exception.
This guy to me is like iconic.
This skin was only ever available in 2020 as part of a promotional bundle including a PS4, and you had to fork out nearly $300 at the time to get it. Some of the skins on our list, although rare, still have codes available to buy on sites like eBay, albeit for some pretty insane prices. But the promo for Royal Bomber ended on June 28th, 2020. So even if you're willing to spend thousands of dollars, you're fresh out of luck. In Chapter 1 Season 7, Fortnite released the 14 days of Fortnite challenges, and on day 11, if players thank the bus driver 11 times, they get the frozen axe. It's super OG being from Chapter 1, and that makes it pretty rare already, but a lot of players didn't actually manage to complete the challenges, making frozen axe really rare. In Season 2, Fortnite introduced the first ever Battle Pass, and coming into Tier 20 was Ride the Pony. Battle Pass cosmetics were supposed to be exclusive and only available from that season's pass, so when Fortnite later added Ride the Pony as a reward for Save the World Founders during Season X, Season 2 players freaked out. Luckily, it didn't take long for Fortnite to get the message, and pretty soon they added Pony Up as a free reward for OG players who had bought the Battle Pass in Season 2. So even though Pony Up was added in Season X, only players who had bought the Battle Pass in Season 2 could have it, making it super rare and unique. Next up, we have one of the most controversial skins in Fortnite history. When Rue dropped in the item shop, people instantly noticed its similarities to certain historical uniforms. After hearing all of the complaints, Fortnite quietly took the skin out of rotation, and it's never been seen again. It's been 5 years since it was last in the item shop, and it's looking like it's never gonna come back, making it one of the rarest skins in the item shop of all time, and for good reason. Next up, we have buckets and flex on them.
Looks like they made an emote just for me.
Released in Season 9 as part of a collab with Jordans for 200 V-Bucks each, these emotes would pair perfectly with kicks. But sadly, they haven't been seen in the item shop for over 1,045 days. But with Jordans and other kicks regularly in the item shop, it would make sense for these emotes to return. So keep your eyes peeled if you want a chance to get these rare emotes for yourself. Now we have one of the most sought after skins in Fortnite history. In 2020, Fortnite and Nintendo collaborated to release an epic Fortnite themed Switch bundle, which came with a custom console, 2,000 V-Bucks, and some sick cosmetics, including the awesome Wildcat skin.
Yo, that's sick. She's basically the Switch in human form.
As the skin is exclusive to the bundle, it's super rare to see in game, and for a while, it became an insane flex and everybody wanted it. Incredibly, you can still get this skin today, as the codes have yet to expire, but they sell for a jaw-dropping $1,000. In Chapter 2, Season 7, Fortnite released the Island Games Quests, a series of challenges players could complete to earn awesome rewards, including the QWERTY axe. But that was over 3 years ago, and as there's no other way to get this axe, it's pretty rare to see these days. Released in Chapter 3, Season 1 as part of the Arcane League of Legends set, Punching Practice was sold for 200 V-Bucks, and fans of the show were hyped. Curiously though, after the first few days was in the item shop, it never returned, and hasn't been back in over 1,000 days and counting. Not to mention, Season 2 of the show came out and the emotes still didn't return, so it's looking like it might never come back to the item shop, which would make it even rarer. When it comes to rare skins, few are as crazy as Dark Scully. In Chapter 2, Microsoft teamed up with Fortnite and Rocket League to release the epic Midnight Drive Pack, which included an Xbox Series S, 1,000 V-Bucks, 1,000 credits, and awesome cosmetics, including the Dark Scully skin. The bundle cost a whopping $300, so not many people bought it just for the skin, and if you're eyeing to get it now, you might be out of luck. Although the codes technically still do seem to be redeemable, tracking one down is a whole different story. While some other promotional bundles do sometimes pop up for sale, usually at completely insane prices. At the time of making this video, there isn't a single code for sale. This makes Dark Scully one of the rarest promotional skins Fortnite has ever seen. Next up, we have Introducing,
I've never seen this one.
which was only available for a limited time as part of the PlayStation Plus Celebration Pack number 10. This means you had to be on PlayStation to get it, so a lot of players missed out, making it one seriously rare emote. In Chapter 2, Season 3, players who logged in on the 27th to the 29th of July received the awesome Verve emote for completely free. It was super colorful and became an instant classic, but now, with over 1,602 days since it was last given out to players, it's incredibly rare. And not to mention, there's no other way to get it, and there probably never will be. Battle Pass skins from the early early days of Fortnite tend to be rare, and Ragnarok is no exception. As a tier 100 skin in Chapter 6 Season 5,
Wow, what is that?
it took a ton of grinding to unlock. But the grind doesn't stop there. The skin actually had a bunch of edit styles that players could unlock with XP, but unlocking the final edit style required an insane amount,
Admire me. I'm beautiful.
making the fully upgraded Ragnarok a rare sight today. In Chapter 3, Fortnite released the Rebuild the Block quest, where players could vote for which buildings they wanted in the new Tilted Towers. There were multiple stages, and players that completed 7 of the quests received Lucky Lance. This was the only way to get this pickaxe, making it pretty rare, but it actually has a hidden secret. It starts off blue, but after a few swings, the outer shell actually breaks off. So heads up if you're trying to make skin combos with this awesome rare pickaxe. Twitch drops have given some players amazing and rare cosmetics over the years completely for free. So when another drop was finally announced in Chapter 3 Season 3, people were hyped. The drop for the Vibrant Vibing emote. But there was a catch. The drop was only available for 3 days. The short time to claim it meant a lot of players didn't really know about it, and they missed out entirely. Unfortunately for them, it's unlikely that it'll ever come back. But for those that did get it, it's super rare, and it's only going to keep on getting rarer as time goes on. When Season 8 dropped with its awesome pirate theme, it did not disappoint, and neither did the Buccaneers bounty challenges. They were perfectly fit for the season, and even though they took a ton of effort to complete, it was well worth it to get the hilarious booby-trapped emote. It was only available from the challenges over 5 years ago, and they took ages to complete, making this one of the rarest free emotes of all time. Sometimes even free skins can be rare, and Indigo Kuno is no exception. The only way to get this skin was to place as one of the best teams in the Fortnite Generations Cup, a one-off tournament sponsored by Sony. And you couldn't just play on anything, you had to be on a PlayStation to enter. It's been over 1,515 days since the tournament, and there hasn't been another way to get it since. So if you see the skin in game, just know that it's insanely rare. And you're probably going up against an absolute console demon. In Chapter 3 Season 4, Fortnite released a sick new pickaxe just for Fortnite crew members with 6 edit styles. But there was a catch. To unlock the final style, you have to have been subscribed for 6 months in a row, making this pickaxe pretty rare. In Chapter 2 Season 3, to celebrate Liverpool winning the Champions League, the biggest club soccer tournament in the world, Fortnite added Raise the Cup. You could get it as a reward in the Raise the Cup tournament, or from the item shop for only 200 V-Bucks. But 2 days later, it disappeared, never to be seen again. This was over 1,578 days ago, and it's looking like unless Liverpool wins another Champions League, this emote might never return, making it possibly one of the rarest emotes of all time. Now on to a super exclusive emote. In Chapter 2 Season 7, PlayStation Plus Celebration Pack number 15 came out with the Blue Viper Glider, Cobalt Cloudbait Contrail, and our next rare emote, Square Up. You could only get it if you're subscribed to PlayStation Plus, and that was over 3 whole chapters ago. So now it's pretty rare to see players with it today. In Season 9, Sony released the Neo Versa bundle, which came with a PlayStation 4, 2,000 V-Bucks, and the epic Neo Versa skin. At first, it was super rare, so not many players were willing to drop hundreds of dollars just for a skin. But then Sony did something shocking. They released new bundles that came with the skin for a fraction of the cost. OG owners were not happy, but Sony kept selling the bundles anyways, and eventually they sold out. And if you like the look of Neo Versa, I've got some bad news. The codes expired in August 2024, so even if you're willing to pay the insane prices for the bundle on eBay, you still wouldn't be able to claim the skin. In Chapter 2, Fortnite added Pele's Air Punch to the item shop, and soccer fans were hyped. Pele is one of the greatest soccer players of all time, and Fortnite did an amazing job on the emote. It looks exactly like his real-life celebration, and at only 200 V-Bucks, it was a no-brainer for fans of Pele. But sadly for newer players, it hasn't been seen in the item shop for over 1,177 days, so hopefully it makes a return soon to give soccer fans another chance to grab it. In the summer of 2022, Fortnite released a No Sweat Summer Update, and it was awesome, featuring a bunch of challenges and some sick cosmetics, including the Sweaty Rotation emote. But the challenges were super hard, and you had to complete all 14 of them to get the emote. Seeing as there's only other way to get it, this emote's gonna be mega rare for sure. In Chapter 3 Season 4, Fortnite hosted FNCS Invitational 2022.
The biggest Fortnite tournament of the year.
A huge tournament with all the best pros from around the world. And to mark the occasion, they released an awesome bundle into the item shop. It contained a few sick looking skins and a pickaxe, Champion Balisong. It was only available for over 48 hours and hasn't been seen in over 753 days. But if you think that's a long time, the Psycho Buzz Axe hasn't been seen for even longer. These sick looking dual pickaxes were last available to buy over 1,643 days ago. That's over 4.5 years. Not only that, this pickaxe was available as part of the Psycho bundle for 2,000 V-Bucks.
The first ever gaming legend skin in Fortnite,
making it even rarer. In Chapter 1, Season 4, Fortnite teamed up with Twitch to bring players the amazing Twitch Prime Packs. All you had to do was link your Fortnite account to your Twitch account, and boom, instant access to exclusive loot. The first pack contained some awesome cosmetics, but the real gem was Pack 2, which included the amazing Trailblazer skin. People were hyped to receive such a sick skin for free, but no one could have predicted just how rare it would become. To this day, the only way to get the skin was in that pack, and with over 2,351 days since you could last claim it, it's now incredibly rare and will only get rarer with time. In Chapter 2, Season 5, Fortnite added the exclusive members only emote, and there was only one way to get it. You had to be a Fortnite crew member, but at the time, people were pretty skeptical about subscribing, as there had been few issues previously with players finding it difficult to unsubscribe and not receiving the rewards. So, Fortnite gave crew members the members only emote as an apology. As you had to be a member, it was only available for a limited time, making it one of the rarest emotes in the game. In Season 9, Fortnite dropped the legendary 14 Days of Summer challenges, and on the very first day, players who danced at 6 different beach parties were rewarded with a groovy deep end emote. But while it was free and awesome, the challenges were super tough, even in respawn modes like Team Rumble, which severely limited how many players could actually unlock it. And since this limited time event was the only way to get the emote ever in the history of Fortnite, it's insanely rare. Next up is World Warrior, released in Season 9 as a limited time offer to celebrate the Fortnite World Cup.
So if you bought it then, you've got it, never getting it again.
This skin may have been affordable, but it's actually insanely rare. After a short run in the item shop, it vanished, never set to return. And with each passing day, it only gets rarer. If you recognize these next three, you're a real OG. In Chapter 1, Season 2, players could get the very first Battle Pass ever. And at Tier 7 was Pulse Axe, an awesome pickaxe. And since it was the first Battle Pass, it's super rare. But even rarer than that is Excalibur, coming in at Tier 35. Naturally, the more grinding it takes to get them, the rarer they are. And the rarest of all the Battle Pass pickaxes is AC/DC. At Tier 63, it took way longer to get than the other two. So it's the rarest of the bunch. In Chapter 2, Season 7, Fortnite dropped Cosmic Summer, an awesome event packed with new LTMs, outfits, and epic rewards, including Little Tree. This emote was super fun and free, but there was a catch. You had to grind out a ton of challenges to get it. There were 12 in total, and as Little Tree was the final reward, you had to complete every single one to get it. It took forever, so a lot of players just couldn't be bothered. And seeing as that was the only way to get it, and that was over 1,319 days ago, it's now extremely rare. Now we have a super rare emote that was only available in the item shop for 2 days in the entire history of Fortnite. Kiss the Cup. Added to celebrate the Fortnite World Cup, it's a limited time emote, which means it will never come back to the item shop. It's been over 1,969 days since it was for sale, so it's already incredibly rare. And as the days goes by, it just keeps on getting rarer. When it comes to OG skins, few are as rare or as intimidating as the Reaper.
Actually so dope.
Coming in at Tier 100 in the Chapter 1 Season 3 Battle Pass, not only has it been available for years now, even when you could get it, it took a ton of grinding to get, making it super rare. In Chapter 1, Fortnite released the awesome new emote, Tidy, but it didn't take long for players to realize it was based on a real-life dance by none other than Snoop Dogg, and pretty soon it was all anyone could talk about. Fortnite clearly didn't want to get into another huge legal battle over an emote like they did with Fresh, so after a few appearances, it vanished, until 4 years later, when Tidy randomly appeared back in an item shop as a part of the Vaulted for a Year or More section, completely out of nowhere? The community couldn't believe it, as it was finally back, and rushed to buy it, but just after a few short hours, Fortnite realized their mistake, and removed it. Players that missed out were gutted, but when remix rolled around, their prayers were answered. Kinda? Snoop Dogg was in the official trailer, and people hoped that this might mean that the emote would make a comeback. And it did, but in the most unlikely way. It didn't come back to the shop. Instead, Fortnite did the ultimate troll. If you got hit by the new Double G Boogie Bomb, you were forced to do the emote, whether you wanted to or not. But you still couldn't get the emote, so GG's only. In Season 8, Fortnite released a super unique Moon Bone set.
One of the ugliest skins I've ever seen.
And right away, it became clear it wasn't for everyone. Cheese! That could have been enough to make the skins rare right off the bat. But after a few appearances in the shop, one of the skins, Shaman, just stopped coming back. The rest of the set still pops up every now and then, but Shaman hasn't returned in over 1,891 days, making it super rare, and no one really knows why. Even though our next two pickaxes were available in the item shop, they're still incredibly rare. Snake Eyes Katana hasn't been seen for over 1,100 days, but that's nothing compared to Cold Hearted, which hasn't been seen in over 1,400. When Fortnite dropped the very first battle pass in Chapter 1 Season 2, they made it clear that cosmetics would be exclusive to that season's battle pass. So now, way over 7 years later, some of them have become incredibly rare. Coming at a tier 5 was Wave. It was completely free, but since it was super old and is never coming back, it's still rare, but nothing compared to the Worm. This absolute classic was way harder to get. First off, you actually had to buy the battle pass. It wasn't free, like Wave, and then players had to grind all the way up to level 28 in order to unlock it, making it super rare. But that's still not as rare as Floss, probably one of the most famous Fortnite emotes of all time.
I'm not seeing enough movement.
It's also one of the least owned. To unlock this one, players had to get all the way up to tier 49, making it the hardest of the 3 to unlock. So it might just be one of the most recognizable emotes in Fortnite history, but that just makes it even crazier how rare it actually is. In 2019, Fortnite teamed up with Lionsgate to bring players an insane crossover to promote the new film, John Wick Chapter 3. Not only was there a crazy fun LTM, Wick's Bounty, but a bunch of awesome cosmetics too, including John Wick,
Dude, oh wow, what the?
and Sophia.
Sophia.
While the John Wick skin is pretty common, coming back to the item shop fairly regularly,
John Wick's back?
Sophia hasn't been seen in over 1,413 days, making the skin way rarer than you might think. In Chapter 2, as the holiday season approached, Fortnite dropped the awesome new emote, Sing Along. Not only was it traversal, meaning you could wander around the map singing Christmas carols, it was synced, letting huge groups of players come together to spread the holiday cheer. But after a short stint in the item shop over the holidays, it vanished and has never been seen again. Now, over 1,442 days later, its return is still a mystery, and it remains one of the rarest holiday emotes in Fortnite history. In Chapter 2, Season 5, Fortnite collaborated with God of War to bring the Oathbreaker set to the item shop, featuring some amazing cosmetics, like the Leviathan axe, and even Kratos himself. Fans of the game were hyped, but after its first stint in the item shop, it just never returned. Now it's been over 1,419 days since it was last in the shop, and who knows if it's ever coming back. In Season X, Fortnite added the Laserism set.
Oh, yo.
An awesome bundle that contains the now super rare Laser Blast and Laser Flex. These emotes have been seen in over 1,283 days, more than 3 years. So who knows when they will return, or even if they will. In Season 6, to celebrate Dia de los Muertos, a Mexican holiday that celebrates deceased relatives, Fortnite released the Muertos set. It included some awesome cosmetics, like the Calavera Backbling, Spirit Glider, Rosa, and Dante skin. While most of the set occasionally returns to the item shop, typically around November 2nd, in line with the holiday, Dante hasn't been seen in over 1,556 days. Nobody knows why, but until the skin returns, it's actually pretty rare. Our next pickaxe was only available during Chapter 2, Season 2, and it's never been back at the item shop since. So if you like the look of it, tough luck. It was a great deal too. As part of the Iris pack, Pop Axe came with an awesome skin and backblade. The next emote on our list was available for free in the item shop during Chapter 3, Season 1, but it was only available for just a few short days. So a lot of players completely missed out on the chance to get it. Not to mention, this happened over 1,009 days ago. So this emote is definitely rare, and it's unlikely to return, which makes it even rarer. Over the years, Fortnite has released tons of starter packs, featuring exclusive skins like Red Strike and Cobalt, usually priced around $5, and advertised as limited time offers. They would only be available in the shop for that season, leaving never to return and becoming super rare in the process. That was until 2024, when completely out of the blue, Fortnite brought the Wavebreaker pack back. Now it seems like no starter pack is truly safe, and even long lost skins like Rogue Agent could make a surprise comeback at any time. In Chapter 2, Season 4, Fortnite introduced crew packs, which contain some awesome cosmetics, including the Cosmic Llamacorn pickaxe. But the crew pack was a monthly subscription, which wasn't ideal for a lot of players, making this pickaxe pretty rare. Emotes just not coming back to the item shop is always a recipe for rarity, and Out with the Old is no exception. It was released in Chapter 2, Season 5 to celebrate the new year in 2021. It was in the item shop for 4 days in the run-up, but since then, it hasn't been back to the item shop even once. It's probably pretty safe to assume at this point it's never going to come back, making it one of the rarest emotes in the game. Now we have Skellyfish. This pickaxe was only available as part of the Fortnite crew subscription in Chapter 2 Season 6, and it hasn't been seen since. The next thing we have is easily one of the most expensive and rarest Fortnite skins in history. In 2018, Microsoft released a special Xbox One S bundle, which came with the console, 2,000 V-Bucks, and some awesome cosmetics, including the Eon skin. Even back then, the $250 price tag was steep if you wanted just the skin, but now codes could fetch for over $500. Needless to say, it's incredibly rare.
I'm getting praised. Thank you, Default. I appreciate that.
If you guys enjoyed this video, you'll definitely enjoy this one. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe. Thank you.